Hello everyone, and welcome to a brand new theory and speculation video. Today, I want to talk about the many gods of Genshin Impact. In the trailer for version 5.0, we were introduced to the concept of ancient names, and I think a similar concept could already exist with the gods. Now, this video does contain spoilers for the quests listed on screen now, so if you haven't done those, you have been warned. With all that said though, let's get right into the video. As we all know, Genshin is home to a wide variety of gods and deities. The most well-known gods belong to the Seven, those being Venti, Zhongli, Raiden A, Nahida, Focalors, Mavuika, and the Tsaritsa. There are many more gods besides the Archons as well, including Guizhong, King Deshret, Lupus Boreas, and many more. Now, all of these gods that I just mentioned have another name that we call a demon name or a Goetian name. These demon names are inspired by the names of the demons found in the Ars Goetia, hence the two titles. Venti's demon name is Barbados, Zhongli's is Morax, Raiden A's is Beelzebul, Nahida's is Buer, and Focalors' is, of course, Focalors. Some of the other gods have known demon names as well, with Guizhong's being Hagentis, Deshret's being Amun, and Boreas' being Andreas. To me, it's very interesting that these names all come from demons and not angels. Even Istaroth, one of the four shades of the Primordial One, is a name taken from the Ars Goetia. Perhaps they are given these demon names because they are not originally from Teyvat. The Primordial One came to Teyvat from beyond the firmament, and defeated the 7 dragon sovereigns that ruled at the time. Afterwards, the Primordial One formed a new order for Teyvat, likely based on the world of Teyvat and the previous rulers. This would explain why there are inspirations from angels in terms of Celestia's hierarchy, but their names come from demons. This topic isn't what I want to mainly focus on today though, so let's talk about the version 5.0 special program. Quick side note here, this video was edited together before Natlan released, so I'm only going off the information we got during the special program. In that program, we learned about the concept of ancient names in Natlan. These ancient names are bestowed upon certain members of Natlan's many tribes, and they are passed down through the generations. Currently, Kachina bears the ancient name of her tribe, the Children of Echoes. We also learn that if the current name bearer is defeated by the Abyss, it would result in the destruction of the ancient name. This concept will likely be explored further in Natlan, but it also got me thinking about demon names. More specifically, what if the demon names work in a similar way? First, they could be passed down from god to god. For example, Nahida's demon name is Buer, but during our time in Sumeru, we never learned the demon name of her predecessor, Rukkhadevata. So, what if Rukkhadevata also held the demon name Buer, and it was passed down to Nahida after her death? Something similar could have happened with the demon name Focalors. After Egeria passed away, this name could have been passed down to the Focalors we know. After all, Egeria is not a demon name, but Focalors is. It would make more sense to me if Focalors inherited this name instead of having it all along. I also want to talk about A and Makoto real quick. Since they were twin gods, they had different demon names, being Beelzebul and Baal respectively. What's interesting is that A would also use the name Baal even before Makoto passed away. Perhaps after Makoto's death, A inherited her demon name as well, holding both titles. So then, what happens to a god's demon name when that god dies? Well, it depends on the situation surrounding the god's death. In most cases, the name is likely passed on to the next incarnation of the god. Rukkhadevata passed on the name Buer to Nahida, Makoto may have passed on the name Baal to A, and Egeria passed on the name Focalors to Focalors. The next god who holds that demon name would be a whole new person, but they would inherit the legacy of that name. These successors may be able to access certain memories of their predecessor in some way, though this may only happen in certain cases. Nahida was able to access memories that belonged to Rukkhadevata, but this was more likely due to the changes that occurred in Irminsul. It is still possible that these memories are tied to the demon name Buer though. We'll just have to wait and see if we get any clarification on this in the future. Either way, the other gods may be able to view memories of their previous incarnations as well. It may be harder for them, but it could definitely be possible. I also think that it's possible that the powers of the various gods we see in Genshin are tied to their demon names. For example, before Venti became the Anemo Archon, he was just a nameless wind spirit. Thanks to the prayers of the people of Mondstadt though, he ascended to become the Anemo Archon Barbatos. Being granted this name could have also granted him his powers as an Archon, as they did come at the same time. Specific demon names could also be tied to certain elements and powers. The demon name Boor could be tied to Dendro, Focalor could be tied to Hydro, Agentis could be tied to Dust, and so on. Elements could have multiple demon names associated with them, as Barbatos, Decarabian, and Andreas all have powers related to Anemo. Barbatos would be the most powerful of these names. In general, I believe the demon names of the 7 Archons would be the most powerful of their respective elements. Baal would rank above Beelzebul for Electro, as Makoto was the one who won the Archon War and became the Electro Archon. The Archon War itself could have been staged by Celestia to find the most powerful demon names of each element. The Archons would have more control over their respective elements, and would also be given a Gnosis. Once again, the whole idea of the 7 Archons could have been inspired by the 7 Sovereigns that came before them. So, what would happen if one of these demon names were to be destroyed? Well, we saw what could happen during Fontaine's Archon quests. When Focalor sacrificed herself and destroyed her divine throne, her demon name could have been destroyed as well. With the authority of the demon name gone, Focalor's power would be returned to Neuvillette, the Hydra Sovereign. Since the name Focalor won the position of Hydra Archon, it would have possessed the full authority of Hydro. Other gods could still exist that harness the power of Hydro, but they would be nowhere near as powerful as Focalor after the Archon War. Other gods of the other elements could still exist as well, but few likely do due to the Archon War killing most of them. Still, the potential is there, and that is what I want to talk about next. With all of what I said in mind, I think it could be possible for gods from the Archon War to return in some way. These old gods could make a return, but I'm not exactly sure how this would work. While it would be cool to have these gods return, I think it would make more sense for us to get new gods who have inherited their demon names. However, it does seem like Natlan will be focusing quite a bit on the concept of resurrection, so we could get some explanations here. We could learn how demon names work, the effects of the Abyss on Celestia, and the connections between the demon names of the Archons and the 7 Sovereigns. Natlan could even set up the possibility for deceased gods to return. For example, many people that I know want Guizhong to become a playable character in the future, and I would love that too. Since she's dead though, this would obviously be quite a bit difficult. On a return to Liyue after Natlan, we could explore the concept of resurrection more. We could get a new interlude Archon quest focusing on this concept around Lantern Rite, similar to the one we got all the way back in version 2.4. Perhaps something that happens in Natlan could free these demon names, allowing these old gods to return. Since we're going to be investigating the ancient names in Natlan, the idea of investigating demon names seems like a possibility as well. If this does happen, it would open up a bunch of plots for us to delve into. Anyways, that's pretty much it for my thoughts on the demon names of Genshin's gods. I can't wait to dive into Natlan's Archon quest and see the new lore we get, and I really hope the demon names are part of that. If you want more of my thoughts in the future though, I recommend my video on random Genshin facts, Durin, a bit more Fontaine, and Natlan. I would love to hear what ideas you all have for demon names in the comments below as well. Anyways, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Sources and further readings are also in the description if you want to check them out. I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you all in the next video.